First up, we're going to make this easy, cheesy, smoked sausage Cajun pasta. First, I'm going to start out by dicing this onion up. It's just half of a large onion, or you could do one small onion. Now we're going to move the onions to the side, and then I have 2 packages of smoked sausage. I'm just going to cut those up into little chunks. Once all the sausage is cut, go ahead and set that to the side, and then you're going to grab about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic and mince that up. Or if you have one of these little handy tools like I have, you can just mince it this way. Honestly, I'd have been easier trying to do it with the knife. It would have saved me more time, but I wanted to try out my new little garlic press. Now I've went ahead and melted down a little bit of butter and heated a little olive oil in my pan, and I'm gonna add all of my sausage in there and cook it until it's brown like this, just a little crispy on the edges. Once it's browned, you want to go ahead and remove it, but leave the butter and oil. Now I'm going to take my onion and throw it in my pan, as well as my garlic, and we're going to cook this for a few minutes until the onions are soft and the garlic is fragrant, but not burnt. At this point, you want to add your sausage back into your pan and toss it with the onions and garlic and let it cook for a few more minutes, just so the flavor of the onions and the garlic can marry together with the sausage. Go ahead and add in your chicken broth, as well as some heavy cream. Add in 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes with the juice. And then you want to add 1 box of dry noodles. Any kind will work, but I think to make it a little more fun, I use the bow tie kind. Now we're at the point that we're going to season this really well. Choose whatever seasonings you like. I'm just going in with a little bit of this Lowry's seasoned salt, and then I'm going to go in with some of this Lowry's garlic pepper. Measure with your heart, and there is no right or wrong amount to put in this. There is no right or wrong seasonings to go with this. It's totally whatever you like. Bring this to a boil, put the lid on, turn it down, and let it cook until the noodles are done. Once the noodles are done, you want to add in some shredded cheese, as little or as much as you like. That just pulls it together and just makes it this creamy, cheesy pasta. The whole family enjoyed this meal. Even my tomato-hating children loved it. We all said this is something that we'll make again. Next, we're going to make 2-timing pasta. Grab a pound or so of hamburger meat, throw it in your pan, and then we're going to brown this up until there's absolutely no pink left. It's your choice if you want to season your meat, but I'm going to go in and season mine with a little bit of Italian seasoning, some minced dried onions, and some garlic powder. Once your meat is done, you want to go ahead and drain the grease. And then from there, we're going to add in 1 jar of Alfredo sauce. And then 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. This is a very large jar, so I only used about half of this one. Give this a good stir and then just let it warm through on the stove. And while it's warming through, we're going to go ahead and boil up our box of pasta. You can use any kind that you want. I just use rigatoni noodles. And then I'm going to drain them, add it back into my hot pot. And then I'm going to mix my sauce and my noodles together. In a large baking dish, I've added about half of my noodle and meat mixture. Then I'm going to go in with about half a bag of Italian blend shredded cheese. And I'm going to top the mixture with that. And then I'm going to stir it all together. That way I can get the cheese incorporated and melted into the pasta. Then we'll top with the rest of the noodle and meat mixture and the remaining cheese. And then this is what it's going to look like. And we're going to pop it into the oven at 375 to bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. Just long enough for all the cheese to melt and all of it to get nice and ooey gooey. Serve it alongside whatever you like. We just served it by itself. It's a family favorite. Lastly, we're going to make a tried and true family favorite. We're going to make roast and vegetables in the crock pot. I have about a 2-pound roast that I'm going to season with some of this Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning. I'm going to season both sides and then I'm going to throw it down in the bottom of my crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and add all my vegetables right on top of my roast. I have 3 stalks of celery sliced up. I have 6 carrots that I've peeled and chopped up. And then I have about 2 pounds of baby potatoes that I've just halved. That way they're all roughly about the same size. Now I'm going to go in with a couple healthy dashes of Worcestershire sauce. And then I have 1 bay leaf that I'm going to add right on top of the vegetables. And then I'm going to add in some fresh thyme. I did probably about 2 teaspoons maybe. Now we're going to go in with about 4 cups of beef broth. Cover this, turn the crock pot on low, and let this cook for 8 to 10 hours. About 15 to 20 minutes before your roast is done, add in a bag of frozen peas. Cover the crock pot, put it on warm, and let it set for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then it is time to serve this. I know everyone serves this differently, but I always grew up eating this over rice. So that's how we do it in my house now. And of course, this makes enough to feed an army, so be prepared for leftovers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you give these recipes a try. If you have not already done so, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time I upload. And be sure to like this video. Bye, guys.